Welcome to Biz Alchemy, a podcast about creating a new business paradigm by women, for women. I'm your alchemical host, Jacquelyn, and I'm going to take you on an extraordinary adventure to create a business filled with ease, fun, spaciousness, and abundance. Hustle, be gone. Let's birth a new way. Welcome back. Today you have the pajama version instead of the bikini version. I got up, sat down, had my morning coffee, connected with Mark, my partner, who is in Mallorca and was about to go to bed. And then I just got the inspiration for this podcast. And I thought, I'm just going to stand up, to get at my desk, record it now, while it's here, while it's flowing. So fortunately, you don't have the visuals today. And I notice my voice is still a little croaky because I haven't talked much yet. But I want to flow with the inspiration. It's a fairly intense time right now. If you're listening to this around the time I'm recording it, we are in the middle of two eclipses, the lunar eclipse that happened with the full moon and then the solar eclipse that's happening in a few days' time with the new moon. The energies are intense. There is a lot going on, a lot of, for me personally, a lot of deep stuff coming up, but it's almost like it's coming up and causing things on the surface to break up, to crack and fall away. That's how I'm feeling right now. It's a beautiful time to be letting go of what you are not going to take with you into 2022. And this is in your personal life as well as in your business. So use this energy of the next few days of moving into the balsamic moon, the stillness phase, to release and then to be. Be in the stillness, in the void, in the space that's preparing for the seeds to be planted with the new moon and the powerful solar eclipse that's accompanying it. So whatever your plans for that day, it's Saturday the 4th of December here on the east coast of Australia. Depending on where you are in the world, the eclipse may be on the 3rd, but I suggest you put aside that time, have stillness on that day, because energetically there will be a shift happening and you will most likely require nurturing energies around you at that time. Weirdly enough, here in New South Wales, anyway, where I am, we have local government elections on that day, which is the most bizarre day. I mean, of course, they didn't look at that when they chose the date, but oh my gosh, or maybe they did. Oh my gosh, it's the weirdest day to be having something like that on. So if you can, as I said, nurture yourself on that day, go within, be ready for the journey through as you are pushed out the other side of the eclipse season. And this is the reason that I'm holding my retreat on December the 8th, because we will have been through the intense part of the eclipse cycle. Will be a few days after the new moon, after the solar eclipse, and in a place where maybe the energy has settled a little bit more for us to prepare our businesses for the energy of 2022, which is what the retreat is about. We won't be focusing so much on the releasing and letting go in that retreat, because this is being done right now. There might be a little bit of that, but we will be really preparing ourselves and our business for the energies of change that are coming through. I talked about this last week's episode, so I'm not going to go over it again. Go back to episode 52 if you'd like to hear more about these energies and how I'm perceiving them. And if you'd love to join me for the retreat, it's a mini retreat. It's 90 minutes. We might go slightly over 90 minutes, but a 90-minute retreat. It's on at 2 different times through the day, so it doesn't matter where in the world you are. You'll find a time that suits you. And if you can't be there, you will get the replay. The retreat is just $11. It will be a very, very powerful energy and an exciting way to prepare yourself and your business for 2022. And it's nice enough. It's sort of spaced far enough before Christmas that we're not into that intensity yet. You know, there's a space in early December where you can plan and prepare before you get into the silly season. So if you'd love to be part of it, just go to my homepage, jacquelynatkins.com. You'll see the link there to sign up, or I'll put the link directly to the retreat in the notes accompanying this episode. So in many ways, this retreat is about preparing you to step into who you really are and what you came here to do. Everything in your life has led you to this point because we are at such a massive moment of change. And a little spoiler alert, who you are and what you came here to do may be nothing to do with your business. Of course, your business may be a stepping stone, and maybe it is everything to do with your business. But what I want to do with that statement is just take off the blinders, because perhaps it's not. Perhaps it's something outside of your business. Now, I've had several clients in the last couple of months who have discovered this through their sessions with me. They've realized their soul's mission isn't directly linked to their business. And it's been quite challenging to acknowledge that because they've hung on so tightly to their business being the answer, the reason that they're here. And of course, it's important. Every decision we make on our journey is important and is in itself our soul's purpose. Our purpose is to be here, to be the full expression of who we are in every moment, to share our gifts in every moment. So of course, our business is a part of that. But sometimes if we see that as the only channel of our gifts, we might miss the expansive view. We might miss the other path that just slips off to the side, that maybe runs parallel with our business and maybe eventually lets go of the business, because that's in actual fact the path we are here to walk. And our business was simply a part of that path, but not necessarily the path. And this is partly why I also love to look at our business as being separate from ourselves. It's there, we co-create together. We don't know how long that co-creation is meant to be. Now, of course, I am not saying that your business is not the path. I just want to help open your eyes, help you to realize that there may be another calling for you. There may be another expression of your gifts, and they may be different gifts to the ones being used in your business. And my sense is with these energies we are experiencing right now, and as we move into this mystical year of 2022, which as I described in last week's episode, looks like a mist to me right now. So I quite like using the word mystical to describe it. But the more you can expand your vision and follow your heart's guidance and respond to the cues coming to you from all directions in the universe, the more you can trust the steps that you take on that path, whether that path is directly in partnership with your business or whether it is a separate path that branches off your business. So I'm talking about this because I can relate. As you may remember, a few episodes ago, I talked about a book project that I became involved in and offered an invitation for anyone else who might like to join me in writing their chapter for this book. The deadline for this chapter is the 1st of December, and up until yesterday, I had not written it. 2 reasons for this. One, I hadn't felt inspired. And as you know, if you've been listening to me long enough, I only take inspired action. I hadn't felt inspired. I intended to write about the new business paradigm, about the releasing of the patriarchal model of business and moving into an intuitively led business where the yin and yang were balanced. So very much what I talk about here on my podcast. That's what I wanted to write about. And I'd written a few hundred words just as a starting point a couple of weeks ago. what's happened in the meantime, I've had a personal situation that has taken a lot of my energy in trying to get my youngest daughter home from New Zealand back into Australia, which is incredibly challenging right now, as anyone who has tried to come into Australia, including Australians, will have discovered. And that's taken a lot of time and energy to organise. I am pleased to say that she finally touched down on Australian soil last week and is currently in quarantine in Brisbane, but she will be home on December 8th, actually, the day of the retreat, which is interesting. So this chapter has just sat there. So one, I didn't feel inspired to write, and two, my attention was elsewhere. So on Saturday, a couple of days ago, I was at the home of a very dear friend. We had been to a freedom rally, and we were feeling very uplifted and expansive with the beautiful connection just in a town near me. And it was a beautiful, connecting, uplifting experience. And we went back to her house and I was just chatting, and I was saying that the next day, Sunday, I'd have to write this chapter. And it was I have to write this chapter. It's due in on Wednesday. I have to write it. And I was talking about it, saying, the inspiration's not coming through me. It's amazing because I talk about this topic all the time in my newsletters, on my podcast, on Insight Timer. I feel passionate about it. I'm talking about it. But for some reason, there is no inspiration to write the chapter about it. And as I was talking to my friend, she wasn't necessarily responding. She was just listening. But as I talked it through, I then said, what I really want to write about is, and as soon as I said that, this flame suddenly came alive in me. And I realized that what I actually want to write about in this chapter, about how I can support people through the massive transitions right now into this new paradigm that we're shifting into in the age of Aquarius, is actually very different from what my business is. It was a real aha moment. It was, oh my God. And the interesting thing is, I don't want to give away too much here, but as soon as I thought about it, it's about our connection to the earth energy. And as I thought about it, I was able to go back over my life and see this beautiful story being revealed about my connection with various sacred sites on earth and how that's played out from the age of 21, 22 up until now at 54. The story just unfolded, and my reason for having these experiences and these earth connections unfolded. And just as I was talking with her, I was just like, oh, and this, and then I could talk about that, and I could share that, and I could share that. And then I couldn't wait to get home and write the book, write the chapter, which I did yesterday. I've still got a few hundred words to finish today. I don't know how I'm going to fit it in. Like I've got way more to write than the amount of words that I've got, but it was so inspiring. It was so beautiful to write the story and talk about this part of my life. Now, as you know, if you've ever done my meditations, I always talk about the earth energy. I always connect in with the earth energy. Before I do anything, it is the foundation of what I do. But I've chosen this niche in my business of working with businesses, of working with business women. I love it. I love it. I find it so inspirational. And yet I know in my heart of hearts that my mission is to work more closely with the earth energy. And recently I had a vision of what this looks like. And interestingly, it's actually to do with the energy of silver. And I can't explain any more than that in many ways because I don't know what it means. It's not being grounded yet. It's a whole, how do I describe it? It's not in existence yet. And so I've only got a little bit of the detail, but I know as I dive deeper into this, I will start to understand this connection with the earth energy and silver, and how we can use that moving forward as an integral part of our future, let's say. I'm not even going to, as I said, I don't want to try and describe it because it's not grounded yet, but I can feel my part in this. And even as I talk about this with you, I want to cry. And for me, when I feel tears coming up, I know it's truth. It's truth from a very deep soul level. It's my heart releasing, going, yes, yes. So I really wanted to share this with you today to give you permission to think outside your business as well. Of course, for some of you, your business is your mission. At this point in time, it might evolve, but right now it is. But it's okay if you are feeling that there's something else drawing your attention, that's tugging you away, that may be completely unrelated to your business. It doesn't mean your business can't still exist. Of course, my business is going to exist alongside of what I'm birthing. As I said, I love my business. I love my clients. I love my connections. I love doing this podcast. So this is very much a part of who I am right now. But there's this other deeper part emerging from the void. And I'm excited to be in the retreat with you next week in the energy that we create and see what evolves for me as well. Especially now I've had this glimpse into this mission. So as I said, if you'd like to join me, I will put the link below in the show notes, or just go to my homepage at jacquelynatkins.com and you'll see right at the top, you can click to join the retreat. And it's $11. You don't have to be there live. Your energy will still be a part of it. So if you can't make the times, don't worry. Join us and then get the replay. Listen to it in your own time, and you will still receive the activations from it. I'm very excited about it. So would love to have you there. And also keep an eye out for the book, which will be released on Amazon on December the 12th. It's called Uncensored Untamed Unleashed: How Soulful Entrepreneurs Are Leading into the Golden Age. That's quite interesting, isn't it? Considering I was just talking about the yin energy of silver. Anyway, that's another podcast episode and not a lot to do with Biz Alchemy. I will confess, because I'm not really sure about how to ground in yet what's coming through, other than writing this story of my life and my earth connections throughout my life. But I did buy the domain name The Silver Seer. So stay tuned, because sometime next year I'll probably start playing around with that as I get some clarity on what this is that I'm doing here, on what this next part of my mission is. It's exciting. So if you want to know the next part of yours, come and join us on December the 8th. And until next time, have an alchemical week in your biz. Thanks for listening to Biz Alchemy. I'm Jacquelyn Atkins. If you'd love to know more about the energy of business, subscribe to my newsletter at jacquelynatkins.com/newsletter. And join me on Insight Timer, where I have a large meditation library and do regular live classes. Until next time, enjoy creating alchemy in your biz.